Everybody, it's Dan. Welcome to my channel, Numerical Lion, where I use Gematria or Gematria to reveal the false reality in which we live in. It is indeed a false reality. So this headline screams why Mitch McConnell is smiling today, and there's a picture of him. I think it's still up there. Look at that smile. Goodness gracious, Mitch. Don't smile anymore. It looks like he's about to break. He looks slightly evil there. Um, So why is he smiling today? It's a good question, right? So how does everything to do with gematria, right? So in the wake of Kentucky Republican Governor Matt Bevin's almost certain loss on Tuesday, the conventional wisdom soon began to congeal. This is bad news for Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's chances of winning a seventh, and there's an exclamation point there, term next year in the bluegrass state. I mean, maybe. State races are a different animal from federal contests, and McConnell's track record is long and successful. There's no doubt he will have a real race, but I'm not sure Bevin, who McConnell beat in a Senate primary in 2014, going down to defeat, tells us all that much about McConnell. What I am sure of is that McConnell cemented a part of his legacy in the state and may have put in place his successor on Tuesday with the election of Daniel Cameron as the state's Attorney General. Cameron is the first black candidate ever elected as Attorney General in Kentucky and the first Republican to hold that office in 7 decades, right? 7 decades. He was possibly winning a seventh term. 7 and 7, or theater is 77. That's what this is. It's theater, right? A black Republican in the South, being groomed as the next governor of Kentucky. So I'll go on with the article. It's hilarious. Cameron is the first black candidate ever elected as Attorney General in Kentucky and the first Republican to hold that office in 7 decades. I probably read that before. He is also a McConnell protege, having served in the Senator's General Counsel from 2015 to 2017. So Mitch, somebody quotes, what an amazing thing that he did. So he's 33 years old, right? Of course he is. Cameron will almost certainly become a national figure within a party absolutely desperate for younger and more diverse faces. He will be installed as the GOP frontrunner for the 2023 race against all but certain Governor Andy Beshear, the Democrat. And whenever McConnell decides to step down, the majority leader is 77 years old. We were talking about 77 before, right? Mention of 2 sevens. He's 77. It's all about theaters, 77. Here, I'll show you. If you don't believe me, I can't speak. So 77 in the English ordinal method, where T is 20, H is 8, E is 5, A is 1, T is 20, E is 5, R is 18. You add it all up, it equals 77, right? This is Gematria. This is gematrianator.com. There's the 4 base ciphers: the English ordinal, reduction, where everything is reduced down to a single digit; reverse ordinal, which is the alphabetic order reversed, where A is 26 and Z is 1; and reverse reduced, where A is now 8 instead of 26. So this is all you need to see through the lies, the deception, what's going on here, mentioning 77. So Trump says a star is born. Trump said of Cameron at a presidential rally for Kentucky Republicans on Monday night in the state. On Tuesday night, after Cameron's victory, Trump tweeted, "Great going, Daniel, proud of you." So he's 33 years old, and, Cameron equals 33 in full reduction. That's why we're talking about this guy. Cameron equals 33. Lots of references to 33 in this story. Also 39. I don't know. Here, I'll show you. Cameron equals 39 as well. And this is important because this happened November 5th is the 309th day of the year. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it says. And 309 is 39. That's what's going on there. And we're talking about Cameron, who equals 39. Funny he should win on the 309th day of the year. Oops. So also Cameron's born with 33 numerology. If you look at Cameron on Wikipedia, his birthday is November 22nd, right? The same day that JFK was killed. 11 plus 22 is 33. Daniel J. Cameron. So he's 33. He was born with 33 numerology. And he was born on the 326th day, leaving 39 days left. Here, I'll show you. November 22nd happens to be the 326th day with 39 days left. You know, you can't make this stuff up. It's insane. So, also, he was born with 137 numerology. If we look at his wiki here, 11 plus 22 is 33, plus 85 is 118, plus 19 is 137. And 137, oops, that's where he went to school. I'll get to that later. 137 happens to be the 33rd prime number, a number that we've talked about. This is, a man with ambitions probably to go to Washington, D.C., which is also another 137. Here, Washington, D.C., 137, right? And these numbers are all interesting, and I'll show you some of that later. So, what else can we say about this? It happened on 11/5, a day with 16 numerology. 11 plus 5 is 16. It's like basic mathematics here. It was reported on 11/6, 16 days before his 34th birthday. Look at that. So November 6th it was reported. His birthday's on the 22nd. It was 16 days. That's when it was reported. Why is that interesting? It was also 106 days before McConnell's 78th birthday. Look at that. McConnell born on February 20th. His birthday coming up. It's 106 days. These other things are important too. But 106 is 16, right? Don't count the zero in numerology. So, they're both from Kentucky. Kentucky 106. I'll show you that. Kentucky 106. See that? Which is 16. Happened 106 days before the senator from Kentucky's birthday. Right? Wasn't he smiling? I didn't look this up before, but smiling is 106. Oh my God. Isn't that insane? Smiling is 106. Also 47, also 43, like Kentucky. That's why he's smiling. Let's look at smiling in Kentucky. 106 and 43. Also 38. Anyway, this code is incredible. So he was born on the 51st day of the year, McConnell. McConnell born on February 20th. I'll show you that. February 20th, the 51st day of the year. The government number, 314 remaining. Right? And look, it was 3 months and 14 days before his birthday. Kind of like 314. Let me show you that bigger. Get bigger here. Oh, I guess I don't have it bigger. Oh, wait, here it is. Jeez. So there, 3 months, 14 days. Also, this is important, 15 weeks and 1 day. Why is that interesting? Because the headline, why Mitch McConnell is smiling today, equals 151. Just like 15 weeks, 1 day. Here, I'll show you that. 151. The 36th prime number happened on a day with 36 numerology. 11 plus 6 plus 19 is 36. That's why this article came out on the 6th. 36 numerology. So Trump said a star is born. That equals 136. A star is born. Should do the other thing he said too. 136 happens to be the 16th triangular number, So if you add all the numbers from 1 to 16, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, exactly, up to 16, it equals 136. So there's a mathematical relationship between 136 and 16, and we've been talking about 16 this whole time. And why is 16 interesting? You write out 16, it equals 33 and 39, just like Cameron. Look at Cameron and 69 and 96, the reflection of 93, the reflection of 39 and 39. It's a pretty good match. Pretty good. So Star is born. You should know he's from Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Gonna have another 16 at you. Look at that. Also 61. Tell you why that's interesting. Washington, D.C. is 61, right? It's 160 is 16. What if you do the initials? KY, 74. That iconic number, Gematria, 74. Also 70. Were we talking about the number 70? McConnell going for his 7th term. This hasn't happened in 7 decades. McConnell is 77. There's another 70 for you. 209 too. Kentucky equals 209. Kentucky equals Kentucky equals 29. Here, I'll show you. This is interesting too. It's all interesting, but we only have a certain amount of time here. Kentucky 29 as well, right? So what else can we say about this? Well, I mentioned that before. Cameron 33, born with 137 numerology. 16, mentioned that. Kentucky 29. So also he's born with 56 numerology. Cameron. And this news comes out on a day with 56 numerology. 11 plus 6 plus 20 plus 19 is 56. Daniel Cameron equals 75. Daniel Cameron, protege of Mich McConnell. 75. Also a relationship to 33. If you write out 33, it equals 60. Also a relationship to the President of the United States. President of the United States equals 14. 114, I mean. See that? Daniel Cameron. If you write out 33, like I was saying, it equals 60. If you spell it correctly. See that? It's 60. Also 66, which is 33 plus 33. So Daniel Cameron, getting back to this, equals 75. Gotta love this calculator. Daniel Cameron equals 75. He's McConnell's protege. You can guess what this equals. McConnell, he's a McConnell protege. Also 75, also 78. Scottish Rite, 78. That's who's running things. Look at that. 75 right there. So what else do we got? Well, there's more. So he says, I grew up in the shadow of Abraham Lincoln just a few miles from his birthplace. Talking about the historical nature of a black man becoming Attorney General, first African American to be Attorney General. Anyway, this equals 309. We've been talking about 39, right? This happened on a day with 39 numerology. Cameron equals 39. Look at this also, 1014 in numerology, that's 114, right? Daniel Cameron equals 114. President of the United States equals 114. And we're talking about Abraham Lincoln, right? What's Abraham Lincoln? Just for fun. Legacy of freeing the slaves. Of course, he only freed the slaves in the places that he had control of. Oh, look at that. So, Abraham Lincoln, 60, just like Daniel Cameron, in the same cipher, the reduction cipher. So, what a shocker there. Also, Lincoln, just like Kentucky, 110. And the reflection of 34 is 43, just like Kentucky. So that's why Lincoln grew up in Kentucky, supposedly. I thought he was in Illinois, but maybe oh, that was his birthplace. So also Masonry, 33, 39. So we're talking about here Masonry. Masonry and Kabbalah, 33, 9. Was it 84? Abraham Lincoln, 84. Masonry, obviously. You don't get to be president without being in the club. So that's the story, you know. Star is Born. Oh, let's see what he says about here. Great. So on Tuesday night, he said, "Great going, Daniel. Proud of you." You know, how paternalistic. Proud of you. And of course, it has these numbers. I mean, we were just talking about 34, right? 34, like Lincoln. 304, 142 is interesting because if you write out 42, a number stamped on black people, it equals 142. Also 43, like the state, right? And he's going to be the Attorney General. Attorney General of Kentucky. Let's look at that for a second. Equals 311, right? 311 happens to be the 64th prime number. And Trump said a star is born. A star is born. That equals 64, just like 311, the 64th prime number. Also 130, Attorney General of Kentucky equals 130. Maybe he's going to Washington. Washington 130, right? Star is born. Oh, so I wanted to look at this. He's going to assume office, speaking of 16, on January 6th, or 1/6, right? Or 6/1. And he grew up in Elizabethtown, 61. Elizabethtown, 61, right? Going to be the Attorney General. Attorney General. 180. This is interesting because it's 18 and 61. We were talking about Elizabethtown, grew up in Washington, D.C. equals 61 as well. 61. Why is that interesting? Because 61 happens to be the 18th prime number. And we're talking he's going to be Attorney General. 180. You know, all by this code. Daniel Cameron bought and paid for, right? The University of Louisville, a football player. Football. Also 29 and 43 like Kentucky. He went to Louisville. 136 like what, a star is born. 46 like the reflection of 64. I mean, on and on and on and it goes. University of, you dig deeper. 130 like Washington, right? Gonna go to Washington most likely. 130. Also, what do we say about that? Oh, Attorney General of Kentucky equals 130. He went to Louisville, 130. What a coincidence, right? What a coincidence. So that's why he's smiling, because it's all about the numbers. You know, that's what it's all about. And you can find this article on CNN. There's a picture of Daniel Cameron. I guess he's bald. Hard to say. So let's just do one more quote and see what we get here. I like doing this just, on the fly. So, yeah, I see some relevant numbers. 191. The 43rd prime is 191. You don't count the zero. Show you that. 191. The 43rd prime, we were talking about 43. Kentucky 43. Sonic 43. 547. 101st prime. Republican equals 101. Republican Party. So you have Republican 101. And also 61. We were talking about 61 before. It's from Elizabethtown, 61. So what's the Republican Party? Republican Party, 181, 42nd prime. All about Freemasons, you know. Freemasons in high places. Gotta spell it right though. Freemason 42. So that about wraps it up. You could do more, but I think I've done enough so that you understand why Mich McConnell is smiling today. It's all about Gematria, Gematria. That's what it's all about. Always has been about that. Don't trust your media. You know, there's only 6 corporations that run the media. Everybody seems to know that, but then they read the headlines and think that what's happening is for real. So thanks so much for supporting. Check out my channel, Numerical Lion, my blog, danielthelionsden.blogspot.com. I also have a channel on Brattleboro Community TV called Gematria Today. If you search for Brattleboro TV, you can find it. Brattleboro Community TV, at least. You search here. You can find Gematria Today, or it's probably pronounced Gematria. So here we go. There's a bunch of episodes here. Oops. So anyway, thanks so much for your support. Please spread this knowledge. Thanks so much.